Good evening, prudent speculators. This is Trader Rod, VPT Live. This is going to be the Trade Journal Screencast. Today's Wednesday, November 4th, 2015. So this is going to be as recorded in my Main Street Alpha Trade Journal. Real quickly, going to cover some positions in IWM and XLE that I covered on Monday. We're going to do these updates Monday, Wednesday, Friday, maybe every other day. So we're going to take a look at XLE, which was in our face. A little bit of recovery today as they pulled back a little bit on all the indices, stock indices and crude oil. The Yellen testimony brought down the markets a little bit from these all-time highs that we've seen, especially in the high beta stuff like the Qs, the NASDAQ, and IWM. So let's see what else. Whole Foods, Facebook, Qualcomm, several others reported earnings. Looks like Facebook initial reaction was pretty decent. That was pretty juiced up, looking for a 6.5% move. Initially, I think it did get over 110, and then we dropped down to about 105. Half is where we're printing right now as I'm making this video. Whole Foods now below 30 and Qualcomm below 60. So Whole Foods and Qualcomm may be some opportunities later in the week. We like that 2 to 3 day rule. Let them settle out a little bit, but we're looking for potential opportunities to bottom fish those. But tonight I'm just going to feature XLE and IWM. Let's go to the charts and see what happened. Thanks. All right, let's start out, as I mentioned, here in XLE, the energy sector. ETF has things like ConocoPhillips, ExxonMobil, and Chevron that are all up pretty substantially in the last 30 days. So let's take a look at the levels that we were looking at and the contract that we're trading. So if you see here, if we're looking left in this down, big move down, as it followed crude down and the little double bottoms, this looks very similar to a lot of stock and other major indices. The crude oil chart has reflected similar kind of patterns to many of the larger stock indices as well. But while we have the Qs and things back at all-time highs, you can see that this is still back in recovery mode. So kind of a key level here at 70. It broke through it yesterday as, again, the major components really moved about it. But right there, we got our RS3 signal. So our RS3 signal is where we started putting on the puts. We'll look again in just a moment, but they're the 68.5 and 70 puts for November. So when you have two different strikes, same expiration month, they call that a put stupid, if you will. There's some reasons that we put it on there. Again, this is directional trading, no day trading, just directional, and no credit spreads or debit spreads or anything like that. So just directional straight, 68.5 and 70 puts. And then today we got a little bit of a recovery, and we'll take a look at the portfolio in just a moment. Next chart I want to take a look at is IWM. And again, as I mentioned in the previous video, if you just sort of closed your eyes, banged your head, didn't know the context of what you're looking at, it looks very similar to the chart I just showed you. This is the reaction high that on the Fed announcement, the previous Fed announcement, when there was an expected rate hike that didn't happen in September, came down here, undercut this low. A lot of people started fading right in here, but we've seen these Vs just too many times. So I'm telling people on the desk, until we actually do get a rate change or some major change, we're probably going to continue to see these Vs, and the dip buying continues to work. That being said, we've now started to lay in some shorts here on the IWM, and the contract that we're using is the 115 and 118 puts, also a put stupid. And we'll take a look at those in the portfolio in just a moment. So IWM, we're fading this move, and we're fading the move in the XLE as well. We also have some put positions on in spiders and Qs, so pretty much all the indices, although those are at, the charts look different and they're kind of breaking out, especially the Qs, to some all-time highs. So that's more where we look to potentially buy some pullbacks, although we're playing the fade side right now. All right, let's look at it. Tonight we'll take a look in one of the Interactive Brokers accounts, and currently in this account we have 60 total contracts. GoPro I won't cover. So there's IWM, there's XLE. You can see we do have the Qs and puts. So these are the IWM 115 puts. Our average price is about $1.09 now, and you can see they closed around 78 cents on the bid. The XLE is 86, and they closed at 60 cents on the bid. And we've been trading around this. We bought a bunch more at 50 and sold it today at 70. You can see we've recovered a little bit today, but no, it's not showing. Oh, unrealized. They're down 13.33 on what we have. One point today we had about 150 contracts. So these are the positions that we're trading around. Again, tonight we'll talk about XLE and IWM as I had. Now, Facebook, Whole Foods, Qualcomm, FireEye, lots of earnings today. And if we use kind of the 2-3 day rule where we let them settle in a little bit, this is to the upside. I think unless it really breaks out, 105, 100 puts for November, December are going to be interesting there. And on the opposite side, bottom fishing Whole Foods, Qualcomm, and FireEye. Man, I didn't write that very well. FireEye is really getting hammered. I think it's below 25. So those will go on the stocking list in the VPT Live trade room for the rest of this week. Speaking of that, if you'd like to find out more about how we trade stocks, options, and futures for daily income, you can go to VPT Live. We have a trade room. We also have a number of different trade signals and alert products that you might have an interest in if you are a prudent speculator. All righty, we'll leave it there for now. This is Rod reminding you always trade like you mean it. This is the Trade Journal Screencast for Wednesday, November 4th, 2015. We'll see you at the next update. Thanks.